Hello everyone, it's Kieran here, and I'm delighted to be able to introduce the topic of how virtual meetings will affect our ability to communicate to customers and unveil new products. It's a pity we're not all together, but I'm sure we'll get the chance to do that very soon. So, the very fact we're not meeting in person and this message is pre-recorded is an indicator that we've been living through unprecedented times here. I hope you're all doing well, and this is going to have a lasting impact. We've all learned a lot of things in the last year, and I'm hoping that as we go through this presentation, we can perhaps reflect on some of those learnings and see how we can be more effective in the future. So, moving to this first slide, I would say, look, COVID-19 has been a watershed moment for us, and I'm sure for a lot of you, because as the pandemic hit, I think we had a huge priority and necessity in all of us to keep the machinery working, but keep our employees safe. And in our case, field engineers installing and servicing equipment, and our manufacturing workers, of course, who had to make an unprecedented number of products like ventilators and monitors and so on. And of course, in difficult circumstances, really ramp up production and get, devices shipped all over the world, but also get components shipped so that we could get devices made, and a very, very difficult time. And I think from our customers' point of view, of course, we've also seen this major switch to digitization. And some hospital CEOs I spoke to told me they'd made more progress in 2 or 3 months than they'd been expecting in the next 5 to 7 years. And that highlights the need to build an intelligence-based health system for the future. On screen here, you can see things like Command Center and our Mural Virtual Care solution. These are part of our Edison platform, where we're trying to bring AI applications into the healthcare system, and improve patient care, improve workflow, and reduce physician burnout. I think we'd all agree that COVID-19 has forced us all to think differently, innovate, act differently. And I think as we start to think about the events and exhibitions and new product launches, of course, likewise, we just have to think a bit differently. And that's the main topic of conversation here. So if I look at the events and exhibitions, and there's no doubt that the traditional in-person meeting environment, of course, has been badly impacted. We know that from all the things that have been cancelled. And that's challenged us to think about doing things in a more creative way. And we have some research on screen here from Freeman, which I think is really helpful. And we can see that between February and April this year, event planning in the healthcare industry has seen a clear shift, with 42% indicating that potential attendees now prefer a more integrated multi-channel approach to events, up from 29% previously. And this developing trend means the hybrid event is here to stay. Attendees want the best of both worlds, safe yet focused in-person opportunities, complemented by personalized and on-demand digital interaction. We've been able to draw some strong lessons from our experiences over the last months, some of which I'm calling out here. Firstly, digital offers us the ability to reach and interact with our customers more efficiently. Through increased personalization and getting them content they want quickly, we're able to deliver great engagement and and get conversion as well. That means not literally translating a physical booth into a digital one. This was a lesson I think we learned early on, that just digitizing isn't enough. We had to rethink the content, and it's forced us to deliver a better experience for our customers. And we've tried to really focus on what's most important and make that high touch content through a whole set of diversified options, and of course do that digitally, either live or recorded as we're doing now. For some virtual shows, we actually cut our content by about 50%. And as a general rule, we only produce 3 pieces of content per product. We've seen higher quality content deliver better returns. Importantly, digital doesn't have to mean non-personal. For us, we engaged our sales teams more than ever to add that personal touch. And thirdly, we've looked to really prioritize participation in the academic and technical learning tracks typically offered at these meetings. There's still no substitute for leveraging these programs to position new products and innovation and drive thought leadership. You all understand that very well. We've also seen real value co-locating our own digital events in parallel with official programs. And lastly, it goes without saying, virtual and hybrid events give us better real-time data, allowing us to pivot quickly and take advantage of previously unseen user interest and user behavior. And that's been a standout advantage in terms of, measuring our returns from events like this. It has allowed us to reach a lot more people. Sales teams could share content and experiences with entire departments all at once, rather than through multiple meetings. Embracing the digital environment allows us as an industry to be more inclusive of our own colleagues around the world and bring content to those who ordinarily couldn't attend in person. On that, I also want to talk here about sustainability, and as we come out of the pandemic, we do need to consider the travel and other related emissions involved in major global events and exhibitions, and consider ways in which we can keep these things in check. Moving on to the new product launches, we've had a number of really important standout new product introductions here over the last few months. We're showing a couple of ultrasound ones on screen here, and these products were launched in peak COVID months and without any in-person event, but we've been able to really deliver good product introductions and quite powerful content, and we've learned a lot from that, and we're going to do that a lot more going forward. And whilst there's no substitute for these customer-backed value propositions being developed, and being communicated using evangelists at events, we have used channels like LinkedIn to give that same level of commitment from key opinion leaders. And I think we've seen a resurgence in the importance of storytelling, actually, to create awareness, build affinity, and drive interest. And there's a picture on slide of this man called Mikey Kay, who's been touring the world here looking at GE products and sites over the past year. Quite interesting. And I would say our omni-channel approach is important here, and so multi-channels, allowing our customers to learn, buy, and get support for products in a much easier way than before. And I think customers will continue to educate themselves about products and solutions before and after shows through digital content, and before sales meetings, frankly, so that this is a different way of communicating completely. And so we should see events and exhibitions as a touch point along a continuous customer journey that delivers content interaction based on those unique needs. And I think there's a strong opportunity to work with associations and societies for more targeted marketing and customized programs as opposed to the traditional events we've held. So to close, and with these insights as food for thought, I'm looking forward to our discussion on how we can adapt and evolve together to the benefit of our industry and our customers. As you can see on the left, learning and networking remain the primary motivators for both virtual and in-person events, even if there are perceived differences as to where those are best delivered. Whilst we all miss seeing each other in person, exchanging ideas and making friends, we must take advantage of this moment in time to drive change. And I do look forward to seeing you all in person soon. Thank you for this, and I'm looking forward to the discussion.